Welcome back, nerds. I am Chad.
And I'm Jake.
This week we are sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
We're also sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We're going to be talking about episode 5 of Peacemaker, now streaming on HBO Max.
We will also be talking about the latest episode of The Mandalorian. The Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus.
Yeah, bubble tea for sure.
Yeah, bubble. Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast.
Nerd. Welcome back, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Jake, this has kind of been a big week, and we're also coming up to another big week. How was it for you this week? I'm going to say week one more time. Ready? Week.
Week. Your week.
True.
Nicole and I finally got a house. We settled on a house. Not that we're renting until we're ready to buy it, but
That's awesome, though.
It is close to work where you and I will be working together when you move back here. And guess what? That's next week.
Yeah.
Week. Say week one more time.
Week. Because next week, you fly out here to move me back next week.
On Sunday, a week from today.
1 week from this week's week.
I fly to El Stupido to drive your moving truck full of your belongings into the fucking river and kill myself. It'll be a good time.
That got dark real fast.
I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry.
I don't know either, but
no, we're driving back to Minnesota. It's gonna be
Are you
awesome.
okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay. No, I'm really excited. Get to move you back here, and it's gonna be fun having you back in Minnesota. I think we'll see.
It's gonna be fun. I'm just gonna pester you to play Dungeons and Dragons all the time. I won't. No, I'm really
not
excited.
Against it. I just haven't been available to do it.
I know. I know.
Sorry, Alan.
Yeah, well, he's not the dungeon master. It's fine.
But he still is there, right? He plays,
he's in the league. We're about to start a new campaign, like late next month. So late February. Really excited. The first one went really well, so gonna do it again.
Cool.
But yeah, outside of that, I had to take my dog to the emergency vet today.
Mm-hmm.
It was not great. She was basically throwing up so much that she could not stand because she was so weak. She would just lay down and throw up, and then when she had to throw up again, she would just turn her head and throw up.
Yeah.
While I was trying to clean up the first throw. It was not good, but
she's okay now though.
Yep, she's fine now. They gave her an anti-nausea shot, antibiotic shot in case it was gastrointestinal. Knowing this shithead, she probably just ate something that she shouldn't have when we were on a walk, deer shit.
Right.
But she's fine now.
Good.
She's back to her spunky personality.
There's only so much peanut butter a dog can eat.
Shut up. That's so not okay.
If you know, you know.
Also, getting off
I
that
only
topic
made that joke
quickly
because she's okay.
Yeah. We also got a really awesome new trailer for the Halo series that comes out in March.
It looks awesome.
I went from 6 to midnight real quick. It was fantastic.
Inside of you.
Inside.
Yeah, no, it looks fucking awesome. I'm really excited about it.
I hope that they're not just showing the only good parts of the show. Kind of this other show on Disney Plus that we've been watching. I do enjoy Book of Boba Fett. It's just not lived up to the expectations I had.
There's only been 2 episodes so far that I've been that was really good. And one of them was, and then we'll get into it later.
This week, which, we will get into. Also, for those of you that are celebrating, Happy Lunar New Year. By the time you hear this, it'll, the actual Lunar New Year will have already passed, but you should be on day 3 of celebrations. So go get it. We're excited. Also, we have a huge giveaway in conjunction to the Lunar New Year with Jerry Ma.
Yeah.
So we're giving away some shirts. Sorry, take it away. What are we?
Well,
giving
I was just saying the author of Monkey King. So
yeah,
you guys, he's been on our show twice now, which is awesome.
Yeah,
and yeah.
Yeah, so we're giving away some merch, some copies of the Monkey King. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
Some T-shirts.
So some T-shirts, some stickers, some goodies.
Also some stuff from Jerry.
Yeah, signed copies of the Monkey King, the variant covers, stickers from both of us.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
And for some of our bigger winners, you'll also get some stuff from our sponsors. So yeah,
some crabbing.
And literally, all you have to do is go like us. Just go like the picture that Chad posted, and
yeah. So go to our Instagram. You'll see the post. It says Lunar New Year giveaway. All you have to do is like and follow. That's all you have to do. Super easy.
You get some cool shit.
You don't have to comment. If you comment, it may or may not be in your favor, but you don't have to. We're still going to pick at random.
May the odds. Anyways, I won't go there. Anyways, if you go on there, I would. Yeah, but now it's douchey because like people are using that for,
Oh, that's right. Oh, I take that back. I take that back so hard.
But please, if you go on there, give our friend Jerry. His handle is Epic Props. We'll put it in the tagline for this episode. Go give him a like and a follow. We love this guy. We have been fortunate enough for him to include us on stuff like this, and we also were fortunate enough to meet him in New York at Comic-Con. He's an amazing guy, amazing author, amazing illustrator. Yeah.
So
go
friendly.
like and follow. Yeah.
Well, let's not waste any more time, Jake. Let's tell the people, tell them about our title sponsor here.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was like, I lost my way on the page here. Anyways, all right, guys. So our first sponsor is Raise Energy Drinks. It's awesome energy drink with 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 crash. They also have a bunch of other stuff that's not energy drinks, and we can tell you some more about it here if you just listen up.
What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their Refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, guys, we're going to talk about Peacemaker, episode 5, now streaming on HBO Max. This episode is hilarious and like pretty fucking cool. The gory, we get some more in-depth like character like stuff. This is a good episode.
Yeah,
I like this one.
this is this episode just shows how great James Gunn is from start to finish. Like he can be
Yeah.
over the top, gory,
Mm-hmm.
funny, character building, a bit of emotion, like all in like an hour. This is
Mm-hmm.
also, I think, the longest episode so far of the series. This one's like
Yeah.
52 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a fun
Absolutely
one.
great.
We kind the past couple episodes, you get Peacemaker is like he's kind of down on himself and like upset and crying and blah blah blah. This episode, he's very much back to himself,
Yeah.
cracking jokes, being a douchebag. You know, it's cool. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. He hates he hates Diebeard because
Yeah.
now he
Economos or Outside
now he
Dave.
now he knows that Diebeard framed his dad to go to prison. So that's funny because he basically just
Get a
hates him.
whole altercation, like at the start of the episode, where he's like, "You could have switched those prints to match anybody, Ariana Grande," and like starts listing off all these like celebrities, Kim Kardashian, like all these people. He starts throwing in like made up people, like Mario, Luigi, like just lists a bunch of people, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And Economos, or Diebeard as Peacemaker calls him, is like, "You're right. I'm sorry. I panicked and I fucked up." But just like it just builds on the dynamic that he's Peacemaker has never liked Economos, and this was just like the icing on the cake.
Well, he liked him at first because he even says when he starts crying in like episode 3, he's like, "You could have been friends with Diebeard, but you pushed him away because you're a fucking loser." And like when he's like crying to himself, like he mentions that he
Oh
could have been
yeah,
friends with yeah. So you know, whatever. But he just goes right back now that Diebeard sent his dad to prison and he knows that Diebeard did it. He's pissed.
yeah, and just this entire episode, they start to function as a team
Finally.
after that debrief or briefing confrontation. And it's just
Yeah. Well, we get a little bit of a White Dragon, which is Peacemaker's dad. He is desperate to get out of prison at this point because he knows he's being set up now.
yeah,
And now the oh man, I forget her name. The two cops that are on the case that he's
Detective
yeah,
Song,
is it? Yeah.
Song,
She
something like that.
she analyzed the fingerprints from the car that they tied him to herself and sees that they don't match.
Yeah, because
So she
literally, the White Dragon, Peacemaker's dad is like, "Take my fingerprints, do it again.
yeah,
You'll
yeah.
see that they don't match."
Yeah. So she knows that he is wrongfully imprisoned and she's after Peacemaker now for sure.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
We also see that Mern, kind of like the team lead, has an inside man, kind of like a behind the scenes,
Yeah.
almost like
And
a problem
yeah.
fixer. Like
Mhm.
he's just a cleanup
He's
guy.
like a cleaner. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That was the word I was looking for, like a cleaner.
He's also from Smallville. I'm just gonna say that in everything we do in every episode, if I notice, because there are so many characters from Smallville
So
that are
many.
in things. And yeah, anyways, he's from Smallville. Anyways, bye.
Yeah. And that guy basically gets himself inserted as like the chief of police
Mm.
and plants more evidence to put Peacemaker's dad right back in prison right away.
Which is hilarious. His interaction with that detective is hilarious because she's like, "I analyzed the fingerprints myself," and he's like, "Are you an analyst?"
Yeah.
Are you
Do you
are you a
have
forensic
an
analyst?
advanced degree in
Yeah.
fingerprint
And you're
analysis?
just not telling anybody about it? He's like, oh, you don't? Then I think you should stick to being a detective. Why don't you take the rest of the day off?
And she's like, "Why do I need to do that?" And he's like, "It's not a request."
Yeah.
Like, just shuts it down as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
And
it's funny.
we see his dad go, like, going back to prison. He's like, "I knew this was corrupt. I knew you were corrupt. Fuck everybody!" Like, just pissed.
Yeah. Well, we didn't write this down, but it is a funny mention that detective and her partner goes to see the couple that lied originally in episode 3. Was it 2 or 3?
2.
About Peacemaker, and
Oh, it might have been
so
episode 3 or the end of
yeah,
episode 2.
yeah, I don't
One of them.
remember. Yeah, and they're the guy just cracks right away, and his wife, who Peacemaker and Vigilante like tag teamed,
It's called an
he's like,
Eiffel
you.
Tower.
She's like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And when they show him the pictures, like, I don't think that's the guy. He's like, "Shut up!
Yeah.
You know it was."
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh my god, the dynamics of every single like character that has dialogue so far in this show is just pristine. Like, it's just fantastic. It's I love the show. I really do.
Uh, you go ahead.
I was gonna
You
say
go.
we
We
get
both went at the same time.
we get to see the team actually go on the mission that they were briefing for at the start of the episode.
Mhm.
While they're driving there, Peacemaker's like throwing in like hair metal, like glam band, like they're probably cassettes to be honest, because this dude's so retro.
It was CDs. They showed him putting like actual discs in
Oh,
the.
okay, I missed
Yeah.
that part. But he's like throwing in music of like hair metal, glam bands, and Harcourt as she's driving is like, "No, this is garbage. Like, this is garbage. So why are you like this? Like, stop playing it." And we get to see a little bit of an interaction where he mentions a band and Diebeard like speaks up. He's like, "What the fuck do you know about this?" And Diebeard like pulls up his sleeve and it's supposed to say like 11th Street Kid,
Mhm.
but the tattoo is so bad that it just looks like ILF,
Yeah.
ILF Street Kid.
Yeah.
And someone's like, "ILF Street Kid." He's like, "No, 11th Street Kid. I saw this band when I was 12 years old and I got a tattoo the next day." And then Peacemaker's like, "All right," and like throws in their album and presses play. And like 10 seconds later, Harcourt just like turns off the van. And she's like, "Okay, we're here."
The whole scene is they're like trying to find like a song to like amp them up for the mission, and while they're all arguing about it, they're driving, and by the time they all finally like settle on one, they're there, and Harcourt just shuts the van off and is like, "All right, here we go," and he's like, "Oh, god damn."
Yeah, I think Peacemaker even said like, "What? We couldn't even finish the song." She's like, "No, we're here." They all pile out of the van. Vigilante like jumps out of the back of the van with a chainsaw in his hand. They're like, "Why the fuck do you have this, dude?" Like,
Yeah.
he's like, "Cause it'd be. I've always wanted to kill someone with a chainsaw. It'd be super cool." They're
Yeah.
like, "Leave the chainsaw."
Yeah.
He's like, "Fine."
And then it's just a bloodbath for
Oh my
like
God,
most of the rest of the
so
episode. Basically, now I'm just so conscientious about the words that I say over and over again. I feel like I'm saying basically a lot. Oh my god, my girlfriend's a bully. And so what happens is
She's censoring us. Like.
Peacemaker uses X-ray vision helmet, and he can see the butterflies that are in people, and he just starts fucking
So he knows who to kill.
murdering everybody, and it's so gory, so perfect.
He starts like
It's
shooting
amazing.
through doors as
Yeah.
like butterflies are like charging them.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Harcourt and Vigilante take a different entrance.
The back door, if you will.
Yeah. They took the back door, if you will. But they get trapped so that there's like they go into a server room and they're just fighting off tons of butterflies that are trying to get in.
Mm.
And during this time, like Peacemaker and Adebayo, or Tacy for those of you that watched Orange is the New Black, are fighting their way through the warehouse. And every time Peacemaker kills someone, she runs up behind him and then shoots the dead body. And he's
That's
like,
funny.
you know that you don't have to shoot them after they're dead. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's funny but dumb.
It's funny but dumb. We didn't write this part down, but when they finally catch up to the horde that's trying to like break into this room that Harcourt and Vigilante are in, Peacemaker's
I
like,
already know you're going.
back up, and he like pulls out. It's a literal like tank explosive round with a grenade taped to it.
Yeah.
And Adebayo's like, what the fuck is that? And he's like,
I don't know. I just
tank
invented
grenade.
it this morning.
I invented it this morning. And she's like, couldn't you just throw a grenade? And he's like, a grenade will kill like 2 people at best. She's like, how many will this kill? He's like, I don't know. I made it this morning. Pulls the pin and throws it and just starts running. And Adebayo's like, what the fuck?
He
And, like,
says run. He says run.
well, I don't think he does, because she makes
He
a
does.
comment of being like, a run Adebayo would have been helpful.
And I thought that was dumb because I remember he specifically was like, run. And then, like, before he threw it, he told her to run, then threw it. And then the part you were going to say.
I think you might be right. Now that you're saying that,
And then she's like, run. Why didn't you say run out of bio or whatever? And he's like, I didn't think you needed instructions to run from a grenade. Like...
yeah. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
They get into the room that Harcourt and Vigilante are like barricaded in. Adebayo goes first, and she's like, holy shit, it's a... And you just see her just get like tossed across the room. Peacemaker goes in, and what are they fighting?
It's a fucking gorilla. It was hilarious.
The
whole fight
is
gorilla. Amazing. I mean, they all get their asses whooped, which is on point because it's a fucking gorilla. But there's like a part, and Nicole and I both died laughing, where Peacemaker like jumps on its back and starts like punching it like in the head. And we're just like, what the fuck? And it's just like, wham! It goes, just yeets
Peacemaker
him,
gets kicked in the dick by the gorilla at one point too, which he references later. He's like, I'm pretty sure that my dick is broken from that gorilla.
But Diebeard eventually comes in and kills the gorilla with the chainsaw, which Vigilante is not super happy about because he wanted to bring the chainsaw.
Yeah. This episode is hilarious. And then on their way back from that bloodbath,
they're vibing.
They
the whole
listen
team is
to that same hair metal band, and they're just, like you said, vibing.
The whole team is fine. Even Harcourt, who I don't think we've seen her smile the entire episode. They're all just fully vibing. They're working as a team. It's good. This is good.
They created an entire like group chat from it. So now they're all friends. Peacemaker now like accepts Diebeard like as a valued member of the team.
Oh yeah, because he's like, after Diebeard kills the gorilla, he's like, with a chainsaw, you fucking stud. And I think that's why Vigilante got so mad about it.
He's like, it would have been cooler if like as he came in, he threw it to me and then I killed it, right? Because like I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And then Peacemaker basically tells Vigilante that he's got a small wiener and to calm down.
Yeah, it's great. The ending scene, you take it. Go.
We get Adebayo basically can't sleep because of stuff going on with her personal life, with the missions after killing her first person, which was Judo Master in the last episode. just can't sleep. So she goes back to like their HQ to work.
Headquarters, if you will.
Yeah, if you will. Like
I'm just being a dick about it.
home
Sorry.
base, like an
Yeah.
HB, if you will. Yeah, I know you're being a dick. I just wanted to play into it. And she sees that Peacemaker's helmet is there, so she's like, I'm gonna try this on because like he kept talking about the X-ray vision. She puts it on, and she's looking around. She's like, holy shit, this is super cool. And she's like, Mern, you have to see this. And she like turns to look at Mern, who we found out at the end of last episode is a butterfly. And she sees it, she panics, and then starts to run. And then Mern starts chasing her. And we end on a cliffhanger of basically she falls in the street.
Tripping. Bitches.
Straight
Bitches
tripping.
always be tripping.
Straight tripping, brah. Just straight tripping. But we don't really know what goes on from there because that's where it like ends.
He pulls a gun on her, and then credits roll. So we don't know what happened.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
It's not great, Cotton.
I sure do like pumpkins, Cotton.
There's kind of an end credit scene in this episode. It's has nothing to do with the story. It's just an extended list of everyone that Economos or Dyedbeard could have framed instead of Peacemaker's father. It's absolutely hilarious. So just for like the extra enjoyment, like go watch it. Like. I notice I said like, so I'm gonna say like.
You know what we haven't said this whole episode yet, though?
With that being said,
Yeah. Bully, Nicole. I can't get that close to my camera. It's like way over there.
as far as I can get. But no, in all seriousness, so I mean, we did skip parts of the episode because we don't want to give everything away.
Yeah. Oh yeah, spoiler alert.
If people listen to us weekly, they should know that we forget to give the spoiler alert regularly. So it's on them at this point in time. But anyways, before we get into the latest episode of The Mandalorian, I mean Boba Fett, one of these days I'm going to get it right. We should tell you about our second sponsor this week, which is Crybaby Craig's. Fantastic hot sauce. Honestly, it's pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce. It goes on damn near everything. And man, I can't wait until I move back to Minnesota to where I can get it regularly. Fucking A, Cotton. Fucking A. No, but seriously, guys, listen up. We'll be right back with you to talk about the Book of Boba Fett. Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, guys. So this week we also want to talk about the most recent episode of the Book of the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett. Fuck.
Bubble tea.
Yeah, the bubble tea book.
But
yeah,
this episode is very much an episode of Mandalorian.
It is 100% the Book of Mandalorian.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, let's
spoiler
get that far.
Alert.
Before we get into more details, it's a Mandalorian episode.
Yeah.
Also, like, thank God.
Yeah, Boba Fett's not really doing it for me. I want him to. That sounds weird. But it's not really happening the way
it just has,
I thought it was going to.
It's not lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
People were so stoked about Boba coming back in the last season of The Mandalorian that they're like, oh, we should just do a full season about him. And then they're like,
well, yeah.
I think we fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the show itself is fine. Um, I feel bad saying that this is my favorite episode because Boba Fett's not in it,
Hmm. Hmm.
but it's my favorite episode so far
Hmm.
because I love the Mandalorian. The entire premise and focus of this episode is Mando with "Are your teeth okay?"
Yeah,
Boba Fett. Yeah,
I was making fun of Boba Fett's teeth, his crazy ass veneers. It's hard to pay attention to anything in the episode but his crazy ass veneers.
Jabba probably paid really well. Maybe he had dental.
Well, he just it's not just that he has veneers. Who gives a shit? When I get old, I'm gonna have them, you know?
Yeah,
But it's that like in every scene that you see him in, it's like this.
yeah. He has managed to find a way to incorporate that big ass fake smile into the way he talks.
Yeah.
But he's not in this episode.
He's not. No.
Uh, and this feels probably because it is very much like a Mandalorian episode. It focuses a lot on Din Djarin and the Darksaber, which we know. How's your dog doing?
She's being cute, sorry.
It's fine. You can't see my dog. Hang on.
I can see her. You just gotta move that ball sack out of the way. There it is.
She's sleeping. She had a rough day. About him like learning how to wield the Darksaber. Basically, as you know, he's training with it, it gets heavier and heavier, which is a tie back to like the Star Wars Rebels animated series, as well as the Clone Wars. I believe is when we first see Bo-Katan with the Darksaber. And we kind of learned that the reason that it gets heavier and heavier is because, you know, Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, is very much fighting against the saber
Mm-hmm.
in trying to fight against his enemy instead of trying to fight with the saber.
Yeah. Like in unison with the saber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we even get the armor. She's back with her spiky helmet. Basically, they've set up shop on the Halo. All I noticed when he lands on that like space station, because it is a Halo, I just heard. It was a fantastic moment as a nerd, because they are on the Halo.
Yeah.
Wrong universe, but still the Halo. She is trying to like train Din Djarin as to how to wield it, and it's not going well for him.
Nope.
Not gonna pipe up there anywhere. Not gonna.
You want me to jump in there? I'm sorry.
No, just
I
pipe in
kinda
anywhere.
just-
I feel like I'm just kind of like stampeding this segment. So
Oh, that kind of by design a little bit on my part. It's just you were, you know, if we were talking about like Superman or something, I'd be like, I got this, you know. And as much as I do love Star Wars, like I just you know more about it than I do. But I'm more than happy to talk about some stuff. You and I have talked about some theories that we both have about this and why the Saber and Din Djarin are resisting each other. And a theory that you had told me is that with any lightsaber that it works as an arc. So when the saber comes out, it comes back down. So it's pulling down, right? No
Mhm.
matter what. So that's probably why he's having trouble like getting it up, if you will.
Insert generic drumbeat. Generic. We've never heard this before.
But yeah, no, there's a ton of cool stuff that happens in this. There's one of another Mandalorian who is much bigger than
Din
Jindarin.
Djarin. Yeah,
Was it Darren? Let's just call him Darren.
Darren. It's
All
Dindjarin.
right, all right, Dare Dog.
What up,
uh,
Derek?
he basically just gets his ass kicked because this dude's like, "Hey, that saber belongs to like my family. I want it," and he's like, "Fight me for it." And um, Darren is like, "Yeah, I got you, bruh." And
Still
they
calling
fight.
him
And they fight for it, and he doesn't do so well. But he does end up besting the other guy in the end. But
Which
then,
proves that he's the rightful owner of the Darksaber because
yeah, you have to win it. It's
you
like
have to you
a,
have to win
it's
it in
like a,
combat.
it's like a wand from Harry
yeah.
Potter.
I was just
Yeah.
about to say that. Yeah.
See,
Aha.
this is why we click, dude. But what's the chick's name? I forget the girl's name. That asked him like, "Have you ever taken your helmet off?"
We don't know her name.
Oh, we don't. Okay.
Well, there's probably an official credit, but she's just kind of known as the armorer.
Okay. Yeah. She asked him if he's ever taken his helmet off, which we all know from Mandalorian season 2. He does take his helmet off with Bill Burr, which is hilarious to say. But
He had a
and
better ex-Stormtrooper story
yeah,
arc than the entire prequel trilogy with Finn.
I hope we see him again. I'm sure we will.
I hope so too.
But yeah, basically he doesn't lie, and he's like, "Yeah, I took it off." And she goes, "Then you are no longer a Mandalorian. You are banished. Blah blah blah. Get the fuck out of my house." Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I mean,
You wanted me to talk. I
Din
talked.
Djarin, Darren, yeah, asks like, "How can I become worthy again?" She's like, "You have to bathe in the pools of Mandalore," and he's like, "Yeah, those have been buried since the purge." And she's like, "Well," and he's like, "Okay." But which also kind of ties into, I mean, on top of the fact that he's kind of been excommunicated as a Mandalorian, not necessarily also really wanting to be a bounty hunter anymore. I mean, we don't know that for sure, but it's kind of leaning that way. And the fact that he's struggling to wield the Darksaber, to go along with just the physics of lightsabers in general, with the plasma arc, like we just mentioned, I think that since Darren is missing Grogu, that he is gonna go find Grogu and learn from Luke how to wield the Darksaber, because it operates very similarly to a lightsaber.
This is a theory. This isn't.
Yes,
We don't know
this is a theory. We don't know anything more than this. We know that the Mandalorian, Darren Din Djarin, whatever you want to call him, Darren, he's not a Force sensitive person. He can't use the Force
as of now.
As of now, we have like
we have
fan theories of what we want to have happen, just for pure enjoyment. But from
we know
what
that
we know now, I think that Luke is going to train him on how to wield it.
The original wielder, I don't know, is that
the
right?
person that created the Darksaber was a Mandalorian and a Jedi.
A Jedi. So it would be cool to see Mando be able. He doesn't have to be a Jedi. I don't expect him to become a Jedi.
I think that'd be a cop out if they did that.
It'd be sweet to see him use the Force to some extent. And be able to wield the. We've talked.
Yeah,
they haven't heard us talk about this, but we've talked about this.
Yeah, basically be able to have enough understanding of the Force to wield the Darksaber.
Yeah,
properly.
We thought it would be cool if, because in the episode, that this is a way off topic, and now not off topic, but like off script here a little bit. But in this episode, when Mando's fighting, I don't remember his name, the bigger Mandalorian who
Yeah.
is about to kick his ass. He gets the dark saber away from Mando, and as Mando's like reaching for it, he gets like dragged away from it. And we thought it would be cool, you and I, when we talked about
Yeah.
it, that if after training some sort of scene like that, oh, don't spill again, not 2 weeks in a row. If as he's reaching for it, the saber just kind of comes to him.
Yeah.
So like a little bit of the force, but he's not like fucking choking people out and throwing them across the room. It would just be cool to see him.
Yeah, we don't need to see him as like a Jedi master or an apprentice, but just someone that at least has bonded enough with the Darksaber through the Force, because that's how it was created, to at least wield it properly to where he can reach for it and call for it and it comes to him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I will let you take this whole Naboo fighter thing because that's all you, bro.
Oh, man.
It's cool, but it's just you, when you were talking about it with me, I was like,
I kind of lost my shit.
I was like, Jesus Christ. All right. So
yeah.
I'll just let you go with it.
After Mando gets excommunicated from the coven of Mandalorians, he goes to Tatooine. He takes like a freighter, like a commercial freighter. Goes there. We get to see. I still don't know her name. Basically, the lady that has like shown up in multiple episodes every time that he's on Tatooine. She looks like a Def Leppard like super fan. But she's always super great. But she tells him that she has a ship for him because he's looking for a new ship that is pre-Empire so that he can navigate undetected. As we all know, he had the Razor Crest, which was outfitted very similarly to Slave One which is Boba Fett's ship, for bounty hunting. She gives him a starfighter, but not just any starfighter. It's a Naboo starfighter from Episode 1, which is super cool. It's stripped. Like, there's nothing special about this. It's half built. And she's like, well, if you help me build it, it'll be done faster. We get to see them, like, build it. They modify it. It's super cool. We get to see, like, a humanoid speak Jawa, which is hilarious. Because she's like, oh, I dated a Jawa once. And, like, speaks to the Jawas. And then a Jawa speaks back. She's like, yeah, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Like, it's just hilarious because you have no idea what they actually say. But they go back and forth.
Her name is Peli Moto. Hello, Moto. It's either Peli, it's spelled Pelimotto. However you want to pronounce that. That's who she plays.
Pelimato? Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyways, continue with the Borafel.
They build the Naboo fighter, which is nostalgia more than anything.
Yeah.
They modify it to where like it doesn't need a docking station to go to like hyperspace. Doesn't need a droid, so it has now a second seat, which is kind of like hinting that there's going to be him and Grogu flying together.
Yeah.
I also realized I said like 17 times. But
that being said,
I was once they finish building it, he takes it for a test flight, flies around. There's a little bit of a confrontation of him with the New Republic and the X-Wings.
Mm-hmm. Your voice is familiar.
Yeah, there's a callback to the guys that helped him earlier in previous episodes. When he lands it, she's like, how did it handle? And he says, wizard. And I lost my absolute shit in a very negative way. because that was something that young Anakin said in the first prequel. He's like, "This is so wizard." And I was like, "It's just like stupid street slang."
It's just a slang.
Yeah, but it was such a throwaway line in the prequels. Like, you didn't need to call back to that. He could have been like, "Good, handled well," because it would have matched his demeanor and the way he talks. And he's like, "Wizard." It's
It's
like,
like
shut the
saying,
fuck up.
no, you're just a cranky old man. It's like saying wicked. Yo, that was wicked.
Youths. Like,
Youths. No, it
it's
was
if
fine.
it's as if someone like that speaks very proper and uses very minimal slang, but like very common slang, and they're like, "Yeah, totes my goat." Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you did not need to add that line. It pissed me off.
Whatever. You're wild.
Yeah, I know. But who shows up after his test flight, Jake?
Finnick! We
Ming
get to
Na
see Finnick.
Wen. Mm.
That's how it
Mwah.
was a Boba Fett episode.
She shows
She's
up
in
and
it
says his name.
once. And then she's like, "Hey, we got a job for you. We'll pay you." Mando's like, she throws him some coin to her Witcher, and
Thank you. I was gonna say that. Oh, I'm sinking.
and he's like, "Oh, Boba Fett," and he goes, "I'll do it for free." Throws it back to her, and he's like, "But first, I gotta see a little friend." And he pulls his pants down and starts talking to his penis. It's
It was
hilarious.
super weird.
It was out of character for Star Wars. I thought it was a little weird myself.
Didn't need to see that Beskar condom. That's not something I needed in my life.
He called it a sandworm, and and he asked for some spice. None of that happened. I'm sorry.
No, he does say that I have to go see a friend first, or a little friend.
A
first.
little friend, and he's talking about Grogu. And that's how
The end
the
of the
episode
episode.
ends. Yeah.
Literally, the only thing that has to do with Boba Fett is that they mention him by name once, and Fennec Shan
is in it. Yeah. It's literally like a 30-second like interaction. It's like Finnick, and you're like, "Oh, she's from Boba Fett." And then she throws a coin to her Witcher, and then he's like, "Boba Fett," and she goes, "Yeah, we could use your help." And he goes, "I'll do it for free." Throws it back to her. I was like, "I gotta see a little friend," and that's the end of the episode.
I think that. So this is a little off script, also, and by a little I mean super off script. I mean that I think the reason that they did that was so that they did not have to use that as the end credit scene to set up
Mando.
the next season of Mandalorian, which comes out this coming December. But so that the end credit scene of the finale can tie
Be
into
something else.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
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 Kenobi! Sam Witwer. I think that's why, is that they're going to do something with that.
Makes sense.
But it also ties into the fact that we know that there's going to be a major fight coming in the coming episodes of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So,
probably some very slow scooters involved. Maybe a Wookiee with some gray hair.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think he'll.
I think Chris Hansen will be there.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Chris Hansen. Oh God!
Oh yeah, you went South Park on that one. I went slow scooter to get away.
Sorry, you said Chris Hansen, and I had to go.
I said Chris Hansen. But because that's the Wookiee's name.
Chris Hansen. Hi, I'm Chris Hansen.
Oh God. Oh my goodness.
We gotta go.
So
we gotta go.
With that being said, yeah, do it. But in all honesty, guys, we are going to go ahead and close out this episode.
But before we do, we just wanted to talk about our collaboration with Jerry Ma and our giveaway. Basically, just go to our Instagram or wherever you follow us on social media. Find our post about the giveaway, the Lunar New Year, and like and follow. And if you would be so kind, please follow our friend Jerry. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. On top of that, I mean, we've been talking about it for weeks and months. We do have our Patreon page as well as our merch store. So if you guys like what we're doing, you want to support us, buying merch or subscribing monthly are great ways to do that. And then, I mean, really, guys, I mean, we're coming up on a year here in a week, 2 weeks here. And we could not do this without you guys. We really do
I
love
mean,
you.
we could, but it just wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, because we would just FaceTime or Snapchat drunkenly
Yeah.
and do this anyways.
Yeah.
But since you guys listen, it means the world to us. It really does. So with that being said, I guess, fuck. Let's do this
Damn it.
first.
I'm
This
done.
has been the All Things Nerd podcast.